Namaste Yogis and welcome to my channel. My name is Matt and today I've put together another Yin Yoga class for you guys to follow at home or in the comfort of your own environment. And in today's class we will be exploring our child energy. So as you might know, we're all grown up childs, but the thing that we forget about is to embrace that child energy within us from time to time. So if you remember when you were a child, life was about being playful, curious, having no responsibility, and just discovering and enjoying the beautiful things in life. So today we're going to bring that into our practice. And short story for you, when I was a baby, I come from a family of 4 kids, and my mom would dress me up the same way as the other kids. And I would cry a lot all the time. And it took my grandpa to figure out that I was always revving hot. So my whole childhood, I was always either naked or running around in diapers wearing barely any clothing. And this is what I'm bringing back to today's practice. So that's why I only have a pair of shorts, because that's how I used to be as a child. And it feels good to go back to those roots. So let's start by just closing our eyes. I always like to bring a sense of peace to my thoughts and really dive into the yin practice that we're going to be doing today together. And as you focus on slowing down your breathing in and out through the nose, I want you to go back to that time when you were a child. How did it feel? What was your day about? What was one of your favorite activity? What is one of your best childhood memories? Going back to that child energy makes us feel alive. It's something that we have to embrace more in our lives, and understanding that we are all child. We're all children that grew up. Yet all of those qualities are still of very much interest to all of us. So that's what we're going to be today on our mat. We're going to be children, being curious and exploring the asanas that I will propose to you. Understanding that you have no chores or responsibility to do during this class, other than just being joyful and playful. And when you're ready, you can slowly open up your eyes. So for today's class, we're just going to need a strap and a block. If you want to pause this video and go get that to return to your mat, that's all we're going to be needing today. So let's get right into our first position, and we're going to go into melting heart. So going onto all fours. From here, I'm just going to invite you to take one big inhale. And on the exhale, keeping your hips in line with your knees to a 90-degree angle, we're just going to walk our hands forward. And allow our forehead to come all the way down onto the floor. Opening up our heart and shoulders. Refocusing on our breathing as usual. Then finding your edge. And lastly, finding stillness. And from here, on your next exhale, I'm going to invite you to move your hips forward just like me and to bring your belly to the floor so we can settle into Sphinx pose. So keeping your elbows underneath your shoulders, putting your palms in front of you on the floor and just pushing through your arms a bit until you feel that nice stretch in your low back. So take the time to embrace today's practice with being a child in mind, bringing that child energy to each asanas and observing yourself from an external point of view, imagining different angles of you looking at yourself doing the asana, being curious about the sensations you experience in your body, and playful about having fun throughout today's class. And you can slowly bring your forehead down to the mat, flaring out your elbows, palm on top of the other. You can rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Just taking a little moment here to release your low back. This position reminds me of when I used to take naps as a kid in kindergarten. We would all lined up on mats like this in a class and just relax and take a little break out of our day. And from this position, we're going to work on opening up our chest and going into a slight spinal twist. So you want to bring your right arm to the outside of the right side of your mat, and make a 90-degree angle just like I'm doing right now. And from here, we're going to roll onto our right hip with our head on the mat, and we can push through our left arm, and you should feel just like this, the stress being applied to your right pectoral muscle. And from here, you might want to bring your left leg behind the right. You can keep it in front like this. Just try to figure out what feels best, depending on your level of tightness. You might be able to twist into this a lot more than I'm doing right now. But I tend to work out a lot and do a lot of chest muscle building exercise, so I'm quite tight in that area, and this is about what I can do today in terms of my limit. So there is no wrong way to do this, really. Just do what feels right without going past your edge and injuring yourself. That's what matters. And then you can slowly release, roll back onto your stomach, releasing the stress being applied to that right pectoral muscle. And now extending our left arm to 90-degree angle to the left side of our mat. We're gonna roll onto our left hip and just kind of like figure out what feels best here. Pushing through your right arm and letting gravity open up that left pectoral muscle. And you can slowly roll back onto your stomach, releasing that position, taking a little moment here. And when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to push through your hands, come back onto your knees, tucking your toes. We're just going to push and lift our hips up into downward facing dog, stretching the back of our calves and heels, pushing through our arms, lengthening the spine. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands backward, keeping your knees bent, placing your feet flat onto the floor. And we're just going to hold it here to stretch the back of our hamstrings a little bit. from here, you can grab onto both elbows, allowing your back, head, and upper body to just hang here. You can wiggle your upper body left to right, loosening up your low back. This feels really wonderful. And from here, grabbing our block, we're just going to place it in line with your sacral bone. I'm going to invite you to squat down and sit on the block, placing your elbows to the inside of both knees and placing your palms together, sitting up straight. This is really a great asana to open up your hips, release the tension in your ankles and calves, and loosen up that stress that can be applied to your low back from having those areas being too tight. So from here, just try to lengthen your crown of your head, keeping your spine long, and just bringing back your focus to your breathing. I have my block set on a medium setting, but you can place it so that it is a little higher if you are too tight. You can do it with no blocks at all if you want to really deepen this asana today. You might want to take the block away if it became really comfortable so you can find your new edge. And from here, you can place your hands on the floor in front of you, bringing your knees down. And then crossing your ankles behind your glutes, rolling down onto them, and we're just going to make our way down onto our backs. So from here, you're going to grab your strap and find the middle of it. And we're just going to loop it around our right ankle, just like this. And from here, we're going to grab onto both handles on each side, extending our left leg in front of us. And then lying down completely still and trying to pull on those straps just to get that hamstring stretch that we're seeking right now. If you want to deepen this asana, you can grab the straps a little higher and pull your leg a little bit more towards your head. And when you're ready, you can release that right leg. And then placing the strap around your left foot, extending your right leg in front of you, grabbing onto both handles and then pulling that left leg towards your head, settling into the position. And just really enjoying the nice release that it gives in your body. can slowly release that left leg, placing the strap aside. And then with both knees bent just like this, we're just going to shift our hips to the left side of our mat. And then we're just going to bring our knees in, and with the right hand, we're going to push on the left side of our left knee to just twist into recline twist position. And once you're in this twist, you can look left and extend your left arm to the left side of your mat, trying to keep both shoulder blades in contact with the floor. This is a great release for the spine and the low back. And we can slowly release and bring both knees back to center, placing our feet on the floor. It might just feel good to wiggle your hips and legs left or right, just like this. And when you're ready, you can shift your hips to the right side of your mat, bringing your knees in, grabbing the exterior side of your right knee with your left hand, and then twisting everything to the left, extending your right arm to the right side of your mat and then looking right. can slowly release. Bring our knees back to the center. Wiggling them left to right to really release our low back, and it felt amazing. And when you're ready, you can grab the block that's nearby, and from your back, with your knees 90-degree angle in contact with the floor, we're gonna raise our hips up and place the block on our sacral bone, extending our hips in front of us, and then going into supported bridge to open up the front of our hips while relaxing onto the mat. And when you're ready, you can bring your legs back to a 90-degree angle with your feet planted onto the floor. Raise your hips up very slowly. Grab the block and move it to the side. Bring your hips all the way back down onto the floor. We're going to extend our legs and go into Savasana, our final resting asana of today's class. So bringing back your focus to your breath, remembering to embrace the child energy within each one of us, and to allow that child energy to manifest itself in your life. It's not because we're adults that we're not playful anymore, curious, open-minded to the exploration of the world and all its beauty. We are all children at heart, and I'm not ashamed to say so. So let's just take this final asana to really notice how much better we feel today, that we took the time to do this for ourselves. We took the time to take care of our body and mind. we made time out of our busy schedules and out of our day to reconnect with ourselves and offer us the gift of peace and quietness. You'll notice that I leave a lot of silence in my class because I find silence is a strong healer and a very positive energy that we don't have enough of in our lives. So I'm gonna invite you to slowly roll onto your side and come all the way up to the seated position on your own time. So I wanted to take a moment to thank you for being supporters of my channel. It's a great pleasure for me to put these classes together and all the time and energy that I dedicate to this channel for all of you to feel better from home. So if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, share it with your friends and family members, or you can even donate to my PayPal account, which is always much appreciated. So let's embrace that child energy in our lives. I'm going to invite you to put your hands together at your heart. And I always like to take the biggest inhale, and on the exhale, really slow it down and try to release any last bit of tension throughout your body. So let's close our eyes and start inhaling from the nose very slowly until your lungs, belly are so full that you cannot do it anymore. And once you reach that point on the exhale, again through the nose, imagine all remaining last bit of tension exiting your body through your nostrils. And that's it. Bring back your breathing to being natural and easy. So I'm gonna wish you a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Namaste. Until next time. Bye.